When The Sims 4 Crystal Creations came out, I was like, oh my god, finally, a Sims 4 pack has been released and there's no controversy. How is this possible? There has never, ever been a Sims 4 pack released with no controversy. I was feeling like, oh my god, maybe this is turning around. Maybe we're turning a new leaf. Maybe they're not messing things up anymore. And obviously, I was mistaken. So it seems like there are even more problems than ever in The Sims 4 with this latest pack release. And it seems like the base game update that came along with this pack release has totally disrupted the game, causing major issues for so many players. Now, one really huge issue that happened upon this pack release is that the social menu has basically disappeared for a lot of simmers. If you click on another sim, the social menu wouldn't appear. I haven't suffered with this one. It seems like a lot of console players have said that they've suffered with it. They have released an emergency patch fixing this, which is obviously good. Although it's kind of funny to me because the Sims team always say, oh, it takes a really long time to do patch releases. We have to go through really long processes in order to get it in the game. Well, this one took about a day or two. So it seems like they're very aware of the majority of problems in the game. They just more than likely have some kind of priority list of which ones are the most important and which ones are not. They have also apparently fixed the throbbing shopping carts, so it won't be pulsating like a dick in your face anymore, which is always very good. Although ideally they just need to get rid of this icon. Honestly guys, it's horrendous. Like, imagine having to put ads in your game in order to sell your game. Like, it's so bizarre. You guys get so mad at me when I say The Sims 4 is basically dying. This is why it's dying. They're killing it off. Another current issue is mootlets disappearing when you launch the game. So obviously Sims have mootlets. It's the biggest curse of The Sims 4. But apparently when you launch your game now, certain mootlets can actually disappear from your sim. So that's another one that people are facing. Another one is incorrect woohoo interest showing up. So I guess that relates to your sim's sexual orientation being wrong. And it's not just that showing up wrong, but when you click on the sim panel, apparently information in this panel is actually missing for a lot of players. So that's another one. There's also apparently an issue with the inventory and more specifically gifting objects to other sims or just giving them in certain ways. Honestly, I don't think I've ever gifted a sim an object in game. Like, it's not anything I've ever done, so I've not even noticed this, but apparently it's a really big thing. Apparently the photography glitch is back with a lot of people where photos are just turning black in the inventory. And something in terms of the new jewelry pack that I noticed, which has now been reported as a bug on the EA official forum, is that the pack doesn't work with the get to work retail system, and items that you put in your store will return to your inventory when leaving. So that's another big issue with this pack. And I feel like for me personally, and I know for a lot of other people, as soon as we heard the idea of being able to craft jewelry, the first thing that went through a lot of people's mind is, oh, I want to create a jewelry store in the game. It is possible, it is functional, but when you close the store for the day, then unfortunately it breaks that way, so it's only partially functional. To give credit to Maxis, this isn't as severe as the incest glitch and the diddler glitch that happened with the high school years update. That one was pretty horrendous. No, I don't think this one is as bad in comparison. I think the issue more so lies with the fact that for every one bug that they fix, they cause 2 more bugs to happen. And this is why it seems like they're just constantly playing catch up, trying to fix things, and it seems to be never ending. This is why I am worried about the future of The Sims 4. I truly believe they need to stop releasing packs for some time, because every time they do, it seems like the game breaks in some way, and either this doesn't get picked up by their quality assurance staff, or it does get picked up, they just decide not to bother fixing it before the pack is released, or they decide not to bother delaying it. I don't know if they just ignore these issues because they're trying to appease shareholders. Like, I don't know what's going on, but clearly it's not appeasing the player base, and the less happy they are, the less they will want to buy into your game. And when that happens, the game slowly dies, and then the shareholders are even less happy. So maybe they need to change their expectations with their shareholders. I don't know. I honestly don't know what, like, I'm just a guy who plays like The Sims on the internet. Like, I'm stupid. I just play games all day, so I don't know. But I think they don't know either, and maybe they need to know, because I don't want The Sims to die. You guys think I hate The Sims because I'm very critical and I'm brutally honest. I genuinely love it, and I really want the game to survive. I want it to do well. Actually, I thought Crystal Creations was a very, very good pack. I believe I gave it a 7 or 8 out of 10. Well, an 8 out of 10 score for the gameplay anyway. So I genuinely like Crystal Creations. I think it's a great stuff pack, because I know you guys love to take me out of context. If I say I don't like apples, then you assume that I also don't like oranges. I didn't say I don't like oranges. I just said I don't like apples. So aside from people taking me out of context when I have an overly critical rant, I don't hate The Sims 4. I don't hate Crystal Creations. I thought Crystal Creations was a very good stuff pack in my opinion. I think they should carry on going down this route like they did with Home Chef Hustle as well. The previous stuff pack, I thought that was actually a really, really great stuff pack. And then they follow through really, really well with Crystal Creations too. And I'm happy to see where they go in the future. But if they continue to break the game like this, then perhaps they shouldn't release them. Another big issue is pretty much the majority of gameplay mods for The Sims 4 are broken. I don't know precisely how it works. I couldn't code anything to save my life. You guys know I studied computing when I was at school. Do you know what grade I got in computing? A G. I didn't even know it could go as low as a G. I thought F was the lowest grade, but nope, I got a G. So I couldn't explain to you how it works, but they've changed the way the base game is coded in a major way, resulting in a lot of mods breaking. To be fair though to EA, like mods are literally not their problem. So I've seen a lot of people getting mad at Maxis for this, which I feel like is unfair. I will give credit where credit is due. Mods are not official, so you shouldn't be yelling at a company if mods suddenly break due to an update, because they haven't done anything wrong in that respect. And I feel like people should also stop yelling at modders telling them to hurry up updating their mods, because obviously this one will take them a lot of time. I just feel like there's a little bit of unnecessary negativity in the Sims community right now. In fact, during the live stream of The Sims 4 Crystal Creations, the Sims team actually turned off comments for the video, which is not something that they do very often. I believe usually they filter comments in order to keep it like family friendly-ish, but they don't normally turn them off entirely. And the fact that they've turned them off goes to show that they know Simmers are mad. Why would you turn comments off for no reason? Clearly you're doing it because you know Simmers are mad. Despite that, they haven't really addressed the fact that Simmers are very, very pissed off at the very exploitive shopping cart icon throbbing in the top right of the screen. They've acknowledged the glitch where it keeps flashing, but they haven't acknowledged the fact that it exists, and Simmers don't like that it exists because it feels very exploitive. So in terms of the future of The Sims 4, they've told us before that we have years of content left. I believe the last, they've quoted that quite a few times, but I believe the last time was about 1.5 years ago. So maybe we only have 1.5 years left of content and then it's done. Although they did say during an interview when they were talking about Project Renee that they would still be releasing Sims 4 content alongside Project Renee content. So that has me believe that we've probably got, I don't know, 3 to 5 years left of Sims 4 content, because Project Renee probably won't be released until 2025 at the earliest. So it does make me worried, like how much more can they go with this game? Are they just going to keep releasing content until it truly dies, milking it for as much as they can? Because that just doesn't feel great to me. What I honestly think they need to do is implement a system similar to The Sims 3 where you can only load certain packs at a time. For context, the Sims 3 launcher has a pack manager where you either enable certain packs as active or disable them as inactive, and they recommend that you only play with maybe 1 or 2 packs at a time in order to avoid your game lagging, in order to avoid bugs and glitches, and have different saves for different kinds of packs that you've got installed. I would hate to think that we need this in The Sims 4, but I feel like it's getting to the stage where potentially we do need beat this in order to avoid it running so terribly. If EA want us to purchase every single pack, over $1,000 worth of packs, then maybe they need to optimize them to work better together. I'm just saying. Seems like a pretty obvious thing to say, but this is why I'm very worried about the future of the game. I really don't want them to do a whole SimCity fiasco again, where they basically killed off SimCity accidentally by treating the franchise like dirt. SimCity dominated the city building genre. There were basically no other competitors who were doing it like Maxis. But then City Skylines came along and people said, oh, finally, actually a good city building game. SimCity died and it's probably never coming back. And the exact same thing could be happening with The Sims. The Sims was the only live simulation gaming franchise for more than 20 years. But now we're seeing this upsurgence of tons of brand new live simulation games. And I really don't want The Sims to die. I don't want people to just jump ship and say, oh, well, we've got another game now. Let's not bother playing The Sims anymore, because I wouldn't like The Sims to die because I like it. Even though you think I hate it, I very much like it. So I'm just more so worried about the long-term impact of the decisions made about The Sims 4, because right now I get the impression that they're making a lot of short-term decisions, probably in order to fulfill their sales targets for that particular quarter, but they're failing to see the long-term impact on the game and how that could potentially kill it off, which is what pretty much all video game developers are doing these days. This is why every single video game is releasing in a broken mess, marketed as early access. If you didn't see my Crystal Creations review, then you should check it out to see why I really enjoy the pack. Or if you want some more news content, it seems Maxis are actually making another Sims spin-off game, allegedly. So you could always give that one a watch too. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one.